I was robbed of the Xiala and Serapio content. I want more. How? Ready to launch. Hi, hello, my name is Tianna. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're discussing the heart-wrenching but fantastic, phenomenal chef's kiss, Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. So I'm gonna do a non-spoiler section and then a spoiler section. And guess what? There's no construction going on. My little sister is asleep finally. My neighbors, knock on wood, are quiet for once. So you will probably be getting the chaotic Tianna that you know and love. Black Sun, if you liked Truth Witch, okay, here's the thing. I'm not comparing white authors to BIPOC and person of color authors. I'm just saying if you like the storyline of Truth Witch, you're gonna like Black Sun. It's a fantasy, indigenous inspired, folklore-esque adult fantasy. How many times can I say fantasy? We have Xiala, we have Narampa, we have Serapio, and then we have another character who doesn't appear later on in the book, so he's just gonna stay in a child's place. Okay, let me just get into the story. So we follow Xiala. Xiala wakes up one morning after a long night of debauchery, and she's in prison. She's like, how did I get here? What I do? So Xiala wakes up in jail, and she's just like, oh, I was just, you know, put in prison because I was drinking all night. Nah, sis, she went into a little lady's house. They did the nasty, as adults do. The city of Kukola, you know, they're homophobic a little bit. I don't like Kukola. Let's just leave it at that. You know, she was facing a death sentence, but lo and behold, the one and only Bayam rescues her and says, hey, I need you to go pirate this ship or captain this ship and take this dude, you know, this Obreji man to Tova. Tova, I'm speaking in Western terms, so forgive me. It's the only way I can explain it for you to understand. Tova is kind of like the Jerusalem of the indigenous tribes in this world, where with Jerusalem, they're always fighting for, like, you know, religious sects to have their own control of that area, as you may know if you study world history. So that's what Tova kind of is. They had a great war, and now the sun priests rule this area, and the carrion crows are just like, what's good, what's popping? And let's go to the city of Tova and forget Xiala and Serapio for a second. So in the city of Tova, we have Narampa. Narampa, can you please remove the stick out of your ass? Just please. So I don't want to say that she's sheltered. She's very aware of her station, and she's very aware of the religious decline of Tova and the sun priest and this priestess. And one thing I will give Rebecca Roanhorse for is just the casual inclusivity of this book and the diversity of this book. We had non-binary characters, we had bisexual characters, we just had every character. Like it didn't take 6 chapters for a character to come out as bisexual. If you have not read A Court of Mist and Fury or A Court of Wings and Ruin, it took 6 pages for Morgan to come out as bisexual. But I do not want to be insensitive to those who are taking their time to figure out their sexuality. That is your business. It is your journey and your time to experiment and be who you are. Just in literature, I need to get to the point, okay? Don't take 6 pages for a character to tell somebody about their sexuality. This book is so well edited because it could have been ridiculously long, but it wasn't. The flow was really nice, the writing was so good, and the pacing of the story kept progressing. My only jip about it is that my brain, I need to be stimulated the entire time I'm reading a book. So while I did this in an audiobook, as I always do, okay? Don't judge me. Do you have my credit card? Do you pay my credit card bills? I can do what I want. So I did buy the book, and I did buy the audiobook. What you gonna do about it? So I was knitting while I was listening to the audiobook, and my brain didn't turn on. It's like chapter 24. But in the time before chapter 24, I was thoroughly enjoying what was going on. I love the chapters with Xiala and Serapio. The narrator for Xiala did such a great voice for Serapio. Like, it gave him dimension. The Serapio voice actor, just for his chapters, could have done some work. Like, we could have done better. Narampa is a sun priestess. From when she was the youngest age of 12 or whatever, her mom and dad got her a servant's job in the Sun Tower, and from there on out she acclimated in rank and she became the High Sun Priestess. And over time that she was a Sun Priestess, the belief in the stars and the belief in the Sun Priestess kind of dwindled down as, you know, times go on in peace. You really don't need to rely on your beliefs to like help you from your day-to-day life if you have nothing to worry about. That's how you see religion you know, increase and decline throughout history, and I'm using my almost history degree. I'm sorry I'm using my degree so much. It's just, I love it. So Carrion Crow and the Sun Priestess have this uneasy alliance and agreement with each other that, you know, you stay on your side, we'll respect your customs and beliefs if you do the same of ours. And it's not until that we get this plot going. And that's all of Narampa's bullshit. I'm sick of Narampa. I want her to just... That's all I can really say for the non-spoiler section, aside from Xiala, but is, you know, charged to like captain a ship to get Serapio to Tova. Narampa's in Tova, and it's a journey to the race of time to get to the top of a certain hill for the celestial convergence. But yeah, that's my soapbox for this non-spoiler section. If you continue this video, you will get spoiled for this book. GTFO now. Bye. I'll catch you later, I promise. So I'll see you later. Okay, bye. If you're still here and you want to get spoiled, that's your business. But we're going to go into the spoilers. So, we have Xiala, whom is my favorite. Any chapter that Xiala had was my favorite chapter. Narampa, hate Narampa. I wish she was dead. I mean, she did die, but she came back to life. And that's what my gripe about this book is. Can we just not kill off characters in the first book? Can we just kill them off, please? I don't see the point of Narampa. But I do think that she has some powers going back to her original place of origin, but I could be mistaken. That could just be me over-analyzing, as I always do. Narampa, when she finds out that the matriarch of Carrion Crow dies, she assumes that the matron was assassined. And we now believe that she likely was assassined because her son, gotta figure out the name, hold on. Give me a second. Akoa. We found out that Akoa's mom had a note since he was a infant, okay? This note, yeah, is a symbol for death, warning, yada yada, and he assumes that his mother was murdered. So my only conclusion is that his mother was murdered. Even if Narampa and Akoa think it, twice isn't a coincidence. Twice is purposeful. So, who killing who? How many times can I say I don't like this? I don't like Narampa. But I will say, the negative things happened to her. I did feel for her. I do understand struggle. I understand her pain because she was trying to move their religion into the future and to like get morality high and, you know, spirits and vibing. But Ava was working against her. Ikton was working against her. Like, everyone was working against her, and it's just like, well, why are they working against her? Is there some prophecy we don't know about? Do they like the way that it's declined? Do they just want to stay congested within the tower that they're in? Because there's a question mark right there, you feel me? So I want to explore more about the Sun Priestess, but also, I feel like we might get, I think Ava's dead. I might have to go reread it. I mean, I am rereading it currently, but I might need to like comb through every sentence and figure out like who is dead. And I need to take a head count and figure out who's still here. Who can I sacrifice off to the lambs, or who can I be okay with staying in book 2? Because I need book 2. Desperately, I need book 2. Akoa. And Akoa is the matriarch's son. He knows what's up. So I want to know more about him. At the ending, he kind of, you know, helps Serapio out for a second. But is Serapio? We don't know. Xiala is a Teek. Teek are essentially mermaids. And we love a mermaid story. I was not expecting to have mermaids in this book. I had low expectations for this book, if I'm being completely honest, but I freaking loved it. This was the baseline, baby. Xiala is a drunkard. She is a Teek. She is a mermaid. I mean, a Teek is a mermaid, if we're getting honest here. And she's our bisexual queen. And she has this awesome power. Again, lame, but we're going to manifest it. Where she can use her siren song, Teek song, voice box, what have you, to calm the sea and to convince any man or human or humanoid to do her bidding. So, why didn't she use on Serapio when he was gonna go kill himself? I don't know. You feel me? We have this buddying friendship between Serapio and Xiala, which I freaking adore. You know those friends you can just talk to and they just listen to you and get to tell stories? That's them. They were vibing. And that nigga said, I want to die for the better of my tribe that he never had an attachment to. And I think it was chapter 34 where they were both talking about like, or I think it was Xiala's monologue where she was just like, I don't want him to go, but like, for him, going to Tova, it's going home. A home he's never known, but he's doing this for his people. And I was just like, 3 o'clock in the morning, Tianna, why are you bawling your eyes out? You still have like 4 chapters chapters to finish. Oh, it's so good. I just love their connection together, the inside jokes. But my man is the biggest tease of them all. Serapio, we need to have a chat. You don't put a woman in a bathtub. You don't put your friend in a bathtub. Oil them up, get all touchy, get them turned on, and then say, I gotta go. I'm sorry, bring that back? Did I hear you correctly? What? You can't just stop now when the party just started, sir. I was so upset. I'm calling Serapio the biggest tease of 2020. Sir, you had one job. Uno. Like, what happened? He spent his whole life blind. He spent his whole life being abused by his father, which, that man can choke for all I care. His daddy said,
I'm gonna abuse you. I'm gonna make you feel this small because your mom blinded you and scarred you.
That sounds like a problem between you and his mama, bruh. Not Serapio and you. Get with the program. Serapio, I feel like, is a teeny bit immature. He's 22 and Xiala's 27 and she's cradle robbing. I'm not upset about it. Why? Because they're consenting legal adults. I wouldn't say his immaturity is attached to his experience, but that just could be me overanalyzing like I always do. We get to Tova in like 20 days or less. You know, they had that salacious night in the bathtub. Narampa's over here talking to witchy voodoo people. Serapio and Xiala are like getting it on a little bit, but not really because and we get to Tova. Serapio's in Tova and he becomes a god essentially. The crows sacrifice themselves so he can actually live. So we don't know. I was talking to Blake and he was like, we don't even know Serapio's in there. We don't even know if it's two minds in the same body yet. So Okoa's gonna find that out real soon. So maybe Okoa's days are numbered, which why couldn't we just kill Narampa? Do you see where I'm going with this? I hate Narampa. I like Okoa. We only have like literally maybe 5-7 chapters with Okoa where I couldn't get to know him better. I just like that he a candid spirit and he knows he's not stupid. I hate a stupid character. He has thought. He's knowing what the f is going on. That being said, book 2, where you at? I'm not okay after this. The world building was a little bit a lot, but it contextualizes as you read it and I wasn't mad about it. I want to see more of Teek Island. The pacing compared to the popular, which was my first adult fantasy, the pacing is so good in this book. It makes sense. It wraps up in a almost neat bow. Not every bow is gonna be perfect, but this bow was nearly there because it ends on a cliffhanger. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad that I don't have book 2. Of course, I cannot talk about every little detail in this book. If I did, we would be here for hours and I would have to actually have highlighted and annotated this book. I don't do that nonsense. I just remember the things at the top of my head and like have notes. I'm a pussy ass bitch, okay? So if I forgot anything, please leave a comment down below, okay? I respond to almost every single one of them. If you talk shit, I don't talk to you. If you have good things to say, I'll talk to you. I will catch you in the next one.